This tip is so essential and so helpful. I don't know why more people don't do this, but definitely start if you don't already do it. Hey guys, it's Jess. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. So in today's video, I am going to be sharing an abundance of tips for how to always look good in photos and how to take bomb Instagram pictures. So today I'm going to be sharing all my tips on lighting, how to pose, where to get photo inspo, and most importantly, how to get other people to take good photos of you, because that is the ultimate struggle. I don't know what it is, but when you ask someone to take a photo of you, it's just almost always bad. So today I'm going to be sharing all of my tips, my hacks. Today's video is also sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with so many different classes. I think there's over 25,000 classes on their platform, and they have classes all ranging from drawing and painting to design to business to editing to interior design, photography. There are so many different classes, and something super awesome is the first 500 people who use my link get a 2-month free trial. I'll talk about them more later because seriously, Skillshare will come in clutch for this topic, and you guys will see why. Of course, don't forget to subscribe down below to join the family. And with that, let's hop on in.
The moonlight glaring outside of my window.
The first section we're going to kick it off with is the before process of taking photos, where to get photo inspiration and what you should do before shooting photos. The number one place where I get all of my inspiration from for poses, for hairstyle, for outfits for photos, for just the general aesthetic of photos that I want to try and shoot is from Pinterest. Pinterest is so helpful and so handy when trying to figure out what kind of photos you like, what kind of photos you want to take. Having the photo inspiration is really going to give you a strong guideline on where you want to kind of go with your photo. Speed up the process immensely because you won't be doing so much trial and error. It's going to ensure that you actually like your photos. I think using Pinterest for pose ideas is the most helpful for me. When I first started shooting photos, I really just kind of did the same, like hand on your hip, smile, and like stand in front of a wall. But after creating these boards on Pinterest and looking through a bunch of different photo inspo, I started having so many different ideas, so much less stiff and awkward than just like posing with your hand on your hip. Now for angles, poses, and facial expressions, it is all going to take time and practice. So something that really helps me figure out what looks best facial expression, pose-wise, angle-wise for me is to practice all of that stuff in the mirror. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but I promise it is so helpful. After I find my photo inspo on Pinterest, I'll go through and I'll figure out what kind of poses I like the best and what I want to shoot. What I'll do to master these poses and facial expressions is I'll sit or stand in front of my mirror and I'll kind of just practice different facial expressions and poses. The final tip on this section is for backgrounds. I am always on the hunt for cute backgrounds. Every single day when I leave my house, I am always scoping around for cute walls, cute backgrounds, places with cactuses, succulents, anything that I like to have in my photos or I think is cute or I want on my feed. And when I find locations that I like, I just type them in on my notes app. Cute pink wall on the corner of First Street and Main Street. And I kind of just compile a list of places that I would want to go to shoot photos. So that way when I want to go shoot photos, I have a list of places to go and I'm not like, I don't know where to go. And again, wasting time trying to figure all that out. I don't know why, but when someone asks you to take a photo of them, you will take the most high quality, beautiful, perfectly lit, amazing photo. And then you're like, oh, hey, could you get a photo of me? And it turns into like some 2007 razor quality, blurry, hair messed up, busted photo. And you're just like, what the heck happened? When you get to the location that you want to shoot, take a photo of how you want the framing to be, how you want the angle to be, and what you want in the background. This is going to give the perfect guideline to the person who's shooting the photo on exactly how you want the photo to be. I feel like it's very frustrating when you want a very certain kind of background in a photo, the Ferris wheel or the sunset, and then the person takes it and they just completely cut off the magic castle, or they don't even put the Ferris wheel in it. And you get your phone back and you look through the photos and you're like, why wouldn't you put it in there? So by having a photo guideline of exactly what you want and how you want it, it's going to help the person so much because the person can just refer back to that as they're shooting. Let's say I'm at Disneyland and I want a picture in front of the Magic Castle, but I don't want to stand right in the center. I want to stand more off to the side, so it's kind of taken from a more angled view. I will ask my husband to just stand in a spot, and I'll have him stand in the spot that I want to take the photo, and I will take a photo exactly how I want my photo to look. So this tip is pretty similar to the last one in the sense of giving someone an idea and a guideline of what kind of photo you want, but by having the other person who will be taking the photo be in the photo, it'll really show you how the current lighting is looking on skin tone, how you would be in the frame, like if you're too small or too big. It's really going to give you a guideline on what to adjust in your photo. So again, you're not wasting so much time trying to take a good photo. Now, this tip is so essential and so helpful. I don't know why more people don't do this, but definitely start if you don't already do it. When you're having someone else take a photo of you, have them take a burst. Now, if you don't know what a burst is, it's basically where you just keep holding the camera button so it keeps consecutively taking photos. The longer you hold it, the more photos it's going to take. Now, the reason that this is so helpful and so important is sometimes when people take photos, they just get the worst facial expression, or they get you blinking, or they get you not smiling. But if you have them hold it down for a burst for like 5 seconds, you will have some good options in there. You are going to ensure that you're not blinking or your mouth's not open, with a much higher chance of you having a photo that you actually like. And now my next tip to ensure that you always look good in photos is to take a Skillshare class. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, Skillshare is an online learning community. They have so many different photography classes. Now, photography always sounds like really professional, and you're like, oh, I'm just shooting photos on my iPhone. But they actually have a bunch of different classes for shooting photos on your iPhone. It's not just DSLRs or high quality fancy cameras. I came across one class earlier that I thought actually was super cool. It's called iPhone Photography: How to Take Pro Photos on your iPhone. So if you are really looking on how to level up your photos and how to ensure that your significant other takes a good photo of you, then maybe take this class together. Do a little date night, have some food, and watch a class together. It is going to be so helpful learning tips from professionals. These classes are all taught by professionals in their field, and maybe you want to learn about different things other than photography. Skillshare has classes on so many different topics: art and drawing and painting and design, business, interior design, clothing, how to start your own business. There are so many different classes. So if you are looking for any sort of professional tips or advice or just guidance on any sort of topic, definitely check out Skillshare because they have something for everyone. 2 classes I would recommend to you guys are, one, the iPhone photography class that I mentioned earlier, and the other one I recommend, especially if you're trying to grow a brand or just have a really good Instagram feed, is called How to Create a Cohesive Instagram Feed Using Adobe Lightroom. If you've ever wondered how Instagrammers, content creators, influencers get really good looking feeds that somehow all of the photos match, this is the class for you because it will spill all the tea, all the secrets on how to create that kind of feed. If you guys do decide to get a subscription, it is less than $10 a month for an annual subscription to an unlimited amount of classes, which is amazing because if I were to go try and sign up for a calligraphy class, that'd be like, what, $200 for the class? On Skillshare, I could take a bunch of calligraphy classes for less than $10 a month. And Skillshare is coming in super clutch today, and they're offering the first 500 people who watch this video and click the link in the description box a free 2-month trial. Amazing. Who doesn't love free stuff? I know I love free stuff. If you want to check it out and see what it's all about, get that free 2-month trial, head to the link in the description box. And then my last tip for this section is, after each set, let's call it, of photos that you take, look through them right then and there. This is so crucial because if you wait till home to look through your photos and you hate them all, that sucks because that moment or that time or going to that place is over and you missed having that photo. Maybe there's a wardrobe malfunction, like your bra is showing or your dress is tucked into your underwear and for some reason your boyfriend didn't tell you and you're like, great, everybody saw me in my underwear and now I have photos to prove it. Awesome. I feel like the odds just significantly increase while you're taking photos.
So I maintain couple homies on the same thing.
When you are shooting, never shoot against the light. It is just going to make your photo too dark, and even if it is dark and you try to brighten it, it's going to come off grainy and it's just not going to look good. So instead, make sure you're shooting opposite of where the light is coming from. Now, a trick that I use to find really good lighting is basically to pull up the camera on my phone, put it on selfie mode, and spin around and figure out what has the best lighting. If I'm taking a photo to where the window is casting light directly on me, it's making me look even, well lit, and the photo looks good. The best times of day to shoot photos are early in the morning, where the sun is not yet harsh at its peak. Golden hour, which is when the sun is right about to set. It's about an hour and a half before sunset, and you get that really pretty golden glow, and it makes your skin look even and flawless. And if you want to shoot a photo during the height of the day where the sun is really bright, stand in the shade under an awning, a tree, something where the sun is not directly hitting you, but it still can reach you. If you do try to take a photo in the middle of the day with no shade around, oftentimes the photo is going to be overexposed, it's going to be too bright, it's going to make your skin look really harsh. The last time that's really great to shoot at is actually on an overcast, kind of cloudy day, which might sound kind of weird, but the reason that this is so good is there is no spot where it's going to be too bright or too overexposed. The cloud cover is going to offer a very even, well-lit environment. Now this next section are all of my tips and secrets on what to do while you're taking the photo to look good. The first tip that I use in almost any photo I take, and it is tried and true, and it's my go-to. It is to point one leg in front of the other. This tip is essential if you are short. I am 5'1", maybe 5'2" on a good day, so I need all the height I can get in my photos. By pointing one foot in front of the other, this is going to create the appearance of elongated legs, it's going to make you look taller, and overall, it's just a very flattering pose. Another tip to look taller and more elongated is to have the person who's taking the photo take it from a lower angle. Taking a photo from a lower angle is going to just give the appearance of height as well. It's going to elongate you and make you look taller. The higher the angle that someone takes the photo at is going to just more and more compress you, make you look more squat, and kind of just squash your overall frame, making you look shorter. If you are having your photographer shoot from a lower angle, then definitely make sure that you kind of adjust your chin to ensure that you don't end up with double chins, because when someone's shooting from a lower angle, you tend to look down, which is going to increase the appearance of those double chins. Another thing you can do to level up a photo is to add a prop. I feel like sometimes when people go to shoot photos, they don't feel very comfortable or they feel awkward, they don't know what to do with their hands. Having a prop is going to help make the photo feel more fun and dynamic. If you're looking through your photos as you're taking them and you just feel like you look really stiff and awkward and your posing is just really kind of like structured, feels too posed, try dancing around and moving your arms, playing with your hair, playing with your clothes. Just try doing different things instead of having a very stiff pose. Moving around is going to make you feel more comfortable, and it's going to make your photo just feel a lot more dynamic, interactive. Might feel weird or uncomfortable, but will translate really well in the photo. So just have fun and ignore everybody else and just do. And my final tip for this section is to take a lot of photos and be patient. Don't just get discouraged and quit after 2 minutes of taking a photo.
Even through the doubt. Hey, who got that?
If you're just planning to have a photo day, bring along a hairbrush and some hairspray. I find that so much when I go out to go shoot photos, my hair gets so messed up, especially if I'm changing outfits, and it gets like really frizzy. So I always make sure I bring a hairspray and a hairbrush just so I can touch up. The next thing is that having a good outfit that you feel comfortable and confident in and that is flattering to you is honestly make or break. If you're wearing something that you feel comfortable and confident in, you're not gonna mind at all to pose and to strut. Last tip that I think is so crucial is to color correct your photo. Now, I'm not saying to Facetune your photo, I am talking about actual color correction. I have talked about this before. I use Adobe Lightroom. It's awesome, it's amazing. Basically in Lightroom, you can brighten, you can color, you can make things pop. Here's some of my photo before and afters. Like, it's really insane what you can do by color correcting. You really can make things pop and look really, really good. That is a wrap on today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope this video was helpful, especially if you were trying to have other people take your photos. And if you guys have any questions for me, leave them in the comment section. I'll be going through and reading them. As I mentioned earlier, don't forget to check out Skillshare. It is such a valuable asset, especially when it comes to leveling up your Instagram photos and taking good photos. It's such an awesome platform, and I definitely recommend you guys check it out. And to finish off today's video on my quote of the day segment, today's quote of the day is so good that I'm actually putting it on my letterboard above my desk because I need this as a daily reminder. And the quote is, "Flowers need time to bloom, and so do you." So think on that. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you again for watching. I love you guys lots, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!